Hello everybody, welcome back. And if you're new, my name is Chris. It's the middle of December, I think it's December 18th, and I am doing some wrap-up videos to wrap up the year of 2021. I just filmed my worst blind buys of 2021, or my least successful blind buys of 2021. The fragrances behind me will be a video I'm going to be doing in a couple days. However, the video I'm going to be doing right now is a video thanking you, my subscribers, for wonderful recommendations you have given me over the past year. I have been doing YouTube for a little bit over a year now. My first video was November 2020, and I've had a ball. You guys are responsible for that, and I really thank you. I thank you for all the support and the love and the comedy and the suggestions you have given me, because as you will see in a few minutes, they have been very successful, and I'm going to show you my top subscriber recommendations. So I've had a ton of successful fragrance purchases from other creators, other friends that I know that are creators, other friends that have YouTube channels. We do sample swaps all the time. I have loads and loads of fragrances that I love and adore that I found because of other YouTubers or other creators. But today it's all about the subscribers. Many of you guys have an Instagram account, so I'm going to post you over in the corner. If you want to see my favorite recommendations from you guys in the year 2021, we'll keep watching. So I'm going to start off with the fragrance recommended to me by a lovely woman who was with me kind of from the beginning. I think she started watching me when I was a complete and total ding-a-ling and had no idea what I was doing. And I'm so grateful that she is still with me today. She has recommended so many amazing fragrances and has opened my eyes to many lovely fragrances. The fragrance in particular, now I've purchased several fragrances based on her recommendations, but the fragrance in particular is a fragrance that I adore and that I had heard about for a while, but nobody convinced me to get it. I don't know. I just didn't feel like I wanted this particular fragrance, even though it's a gourmand and I love my gourmands. This one is, and it was recommended to me by my lovely friend Sammy, and I'll put her picture right here. And my favorite one of her recommendations is Chocolate Greedy. Boy, do I just adore this fragrance. Oh man, I love this so much. This is just powdery, chocolatey, vanilla goodness. This to me smells like, you know, powdered hot cocoa mix, right? When you like tear that package and it kind of aerosolizes, it smells like powdered hot cocoa mix, or like a chocolatey cereal. I think it's like Cocoa Puffs. That's what this smells like. This has cocoa, vanilla, tonka. I think there's a little bit of bitter orange, coffee, and dried fruit. But basically I get a delicious hot cocoa powder. It smells so dang good, and I am just loving her recommendations. But this one, I have to say, literally takes the cake as my favorite one that she recommended. Thank you, my dear Sammy, for Chocolate Greedy. The next one I got thanks to my friend John Carlo. He actually sent me an email. He emailed me, or he DM'd me on Instagram and said, Chris, you have got to get this fragrance. It's very hard to get. It's sold out most places. There are like 4 bottles at the Bellagio in Las Vegas. You need to get it. And so, of course, I picked up the phone. I was calling them within a half an hour. I ordered my bottle, and my bottle of this gorgeous fragrance came to me within a week. And it is the lovely Shalimar Millésime Vanilla Planifolia. And a lot of people call it MVP. Millésime Vanilla Planifolia. Basically, this is, oh my gosh, this is Shalimar, the gorgeous Shalimars. You have the base of Shalimar, but in my opinion, kind of that really heavy, funky animalics part of the EDP, and to a lesser extent the EDT. Those have been kind of removed, and you have just got this mega dose of this gorgeous Guerlain vanilla, just like vanilla on steroids in here. It is just utterly so yummy. Oh my gosh. So good. This is, oh, this makes me weak in the knees. I absolutely love this one. And I think it is still a little bit hard to get, that if you're a Shalimar lover, you just don't like that animalic burned rubber, burned fuel, and you really love vanilla, this is a gorgeous take on the OG. So thank you, Giancarlo, for this beauty. Another one of my lovely subscribers who has become a virtual friend is someone who probably knows more about fragrances than anybody I know. She has tried everything, she has smelled everything. There really isn't a fragrance, particularly if it has vanilla in it, that she has not smelled long ago. You just cannot stump her. Although I must say I did recently stump her with a couple very good, affordable gourmands from Keys that she loved. But she is a vanilla snob. And I say that in a good way. Hi, Susan. Anyways, one of the wonderful fragrances that she sent me a sample of, and I kind of loved right away, was one by Frank Beauclerc, and it is called Vanille. And this is just a gorgeous take on vanilla. It kind of reminds me a little bit of Lyra. It has that depth to it, but it has some citrus in it. You know, Lyra has, I think it's blood orange or lemon, something citrusy. I haven't owned Lyra in about 2 years, but this one has lime and ginger at the top, which gives it a real nice citrusy opening. It has this gorgeous, yummy vanilla with a little bit of spices, a little bit of cardamom, and it has this gorgeous caramely sweetness. There is a note of caramel, and you can absolutely smell it. So it's a citrusy, slightly caramely, deep, decadent, slightly spicy vanilla. It's absolutely gorgeous. This, I think I paid less than $100. I'm actually 100 or less for this really, really big bottle. So one of my very, very favorites from my friend Susan. Thank you for all of your recommendations, but this one is really special because I love vanilla. So like I said, one of the best things about YouTube is meeting amazing people, both creators and subscribers and people that I've met on Instagram. I have a couple of scent sisters out there. In other words, people that have very similar tastes as I do. And one of the people that, I don't know how we connected, but we've really we hit it off virtually. She has a beautiful Instagram page. We really are scent sisters in many ways. We like all of the same things, and she has recommended a couple things to me, but I think the next one is probably my favorite, and it's a fairly new acquisition for me, and it is called Guaiac by M. Micallef. I bought the big bottle because I really, really love it. And so this is a spicy, woody vanilla. It is not a super heavy gourmand vanilla. The vanilla in here is like a natural vanilla. It kind of reminds me of the vanilla that's in Eau Duelle. That's not a super gourmand or a cakey, frosting, super sugary vanilla. It's a very natural vanilla. And I would say the woods in here, obviously it's probably guaiac wood. Let me check. Yeah, there's only guaiac wood in here. So the wood in here, I get a very dry wood, and there are just a little bit of spices. Yes, cloves. That makes sense because I do smell cloves. I don't smell much else other than cloves. So it is a slightly spicy, dry, woody, vanilla fragrance. Actually, I'm going to spray it on right now. I have something else on, but oh, I love this. And it's super light. This is one, if you know anything about me, I'm a major undersprayer. And this is one that I will spray like 8 or 10 times because on me, it's quiet and it doesn't project. So I can really kind of go to town with this one. So thank you, my lovely Dorte, my scent sister, for this amazing recommendation. And you should check out her Instagram page. It is amazing. She needs to make a coffee table book for sure. So, okay, this next one should be no surprise. I have mentioned this so many times. This is definitely one of my very favorite fragrances right now. It is definitely one of my best pickups of 2021, and it is the gorgeous Caftan by Yves Saint Laurent. I absolutely adore this fragrance, and this is thanks to Magdalena. I really appreciate that. She recommended it to me months and months ago and said, Chris, you are going to love Caftan. Now, I did sample it first, and she was right. It was love at first sniff. This is a smoky, ambery, incensey, woody, resinous fragrance with a touch of sweetness. It has this really bright opening. There's tangerine and pink pepper, but then you really get into the yummy notes. There's benzoin, you have olibanum, which is frankincense, there's another resin, there's styrax, labdanum, and musk. This has a beautiful sweetness from the benzoin. Oh my gosh. I am taking this with me to a deserted island. If God forbid I ever have to go, this one is coming with me. This is just hot diggity dang good. Love it. Thank you, Magdalena. The next one is a very new acquisition, and I picked this up because of my friend Dirk. He has an Instagram account, and he DM'd me and told me, you need to get this fragrance by Carolina Herrera. And I thought he said, I need to get gold incense. And so I was on the lookout for it. We like a lot of the same fragrances, so I thought this was going to be a very safe purchase. I do love so many of the Carolina Herrera's, the EDPs, and I love the EDTs. I have several of the EDTs, and I have a few of the EDPs that I think they have a very similar core to them, a very likable, beautiful core. And so I bought it, and I really enjoyed it. And I DM'd him and said, hey Dirk, I got gold incense. Thank you so much for the tip off. Thank you for making me buy it, or thank you for the suggestion. And he said, I didn't suggest that. I suggested Gold Myrrh Absolute, which apparently came out in 2021. So I totally bungled that. And I'm kind of happy because I really like this one. But now that means I have to put Gold Myrrh Absolute on my wish list. So I'm still getting to know it. I was devastated when one of my favorite fragrances of all time, Tom Ford Sahara Noir, they discontinued that. And I've always been on the hunt for something that smells like that. I've never had any luck finding a replacement. And apparently this is supposed to smell a little bit like it. It does smell a little bit like it, but there are some big differences. But it's a gorgeous, ambery, woody fragrance that's a little bit powdery. It's a little bit balsamic. There's definitely spices in here. I want to say cinnamon. The florals are very much in the background, but a gorgeous kind of an ambery, vanillic, cinnamon, sandalwood, incensey thing going on, which I love. So, Dirk, thank you very much for not recommending this one. I cannot thank you enough because it was a lovely purchase, and I couldn't be more thrilled that you did not recommend this one to me. So now I'm on the hunt for the other one, maybe next year. So I have this lovely subscriber, her name is Jennifer, and she would put in the comments on so many of my videos when I would ask what people like or can you recommend anything to me, she would always recommend the House of Henry Rose. I was no stranger to Henry Rose. I had seen Henry Rose in magazines, but I thought, I didn't have high hopes for it. I thought it was going to be an overpriced celebrity fragrance. And so I got the Discovery set, and I couldn't believe what quality came out of the House of Henry Rose. And so I knew that I had several on my wish list I wanted to purchase. The very first one I purchased right away, the day I tried it, was the beautiful Queens and Monsters. This is gorgeous, and this has won awards in Allure magazine. I think one of the best fragrances of 2020. I absolutely adore this. This is a clean fragrance, and it smells gorgeous. It has this really nice greenness up top, a little bit of a greenness, but then the magic happens with this one. The magic is in the dry down. This dries down to the most beautiful vanillic sandalwood. It just is gorgeous and stunning on me, and it is beautiful. I prefer to wear this more in the warmer months. It's definitely a year-round fragrance. I just really, really enjoyed wearing it in the summer. There is another Henry Rose fragrance that I've been wearing more. It's a more patchouli-based fragrance. I've been wearing more of that in the colder months, but big hit. Thank you, Jennifer, for finally getting me to try Henry Rose. And I think she's also responsible for the next one, I'm pretty sure. If not, correct me. She recommended this one. Oh man, this is an oil. I don't have a lot of oils, but this one is just yummy, yummy. It is called Vanilla Musk by Nemat. And listen, I had tried and almost purchased the full bottle of Tihota, that gorgeous vanilla fragrance. I was really on the fence, and I actually think it was in one of my shopping carts. Something told me, don't get it quite yet. And I sampled this and my eyes got, you know, big as saucers, because this smells very similar to if you took Vanilla Bean Noel from Bath & Body Works, which is one of my all-time favorite aroma. It is just, in my opinion, to die for. I love it. If you took Vanilla Bean Noel and you took Tihota and you combined them, mixed them together, made a fragrance, it would smell very similar to Vanilla Musk. What's not to love? I think this is one of maybe around $20. It is so yummy, and I can assure you I never would have picked up a perfume oil if it wasn't recommended to me. So another wonderful pickup thanks to my lovely subscriber Jennifer. I'm going to end my list with a fragrance that I don't know who recommended to me. I wish if you recommended this fragrance to me, please let me know in the drop down comments. I am so grateful. This is a fragrance marketed towards men. I originally bought this fragrance thinking I was going to give it away to someone in my family. And what do you know? I love this fragrance. This is a wonderful, a gorgeous shared fragrance, in my opinion. If you like super feminine fragrances, this is probably not going to be up your alley, but it is one that I've talked about a couple times recently, the Moustache by Rojas. This is basically a dupe or something that's extremely similar to Tuxedo by Yves Saint Laurent. This is a gorgeous vanillic, ambery, woody fragrance that has some gorgeous spices in there. There's a nice rose in here. It has a beautiful tobacco-y cedar note and something citrusy that just gives it a little bit of a fresh pop. This, strangely enough, is a fragrance that I crave in the cold. I wore this earlier today. There is something so attractive and appealing about this fragrance, and it was, when I bought it, it was like $42, around $40 for this humongous, this is over 4 ounces. Apparently I've had a couple people tell me they've had a hard time finding it, and when they have found it, the prices have kind of gone up. So be patient, put yourself on a wait list, wait for the prices to come down. They always do. And then when it comes down, I would say around $50, I would say jump on it. If you've smelled Tuxedo by Yves Saint Laurent and you love it, oh my gosh, I would get this one instead. You get more bang for your buck. It's gorgeous. So thank you, whoever you are, for this amazing recommendations. I adore it. Love it, love it, love it. So that was it. My top subscriber recommendations for the year 2021. I cannot thank you enough. Please keep those recommendations flowing. I love it when I find a new treasure thanks to you. Thank you again for sticking around. Thank you for watching. Thank you for all your support, and I will hopefully see you on the next one.